It's been a busy time for me, guys. We saw some pretty crazy stuff coming out. Nidalee bottom, AP Nidalee.
Right.
Bear in mind, Hosan actually used to be a mid laner, so that kind of fitted him.
He was very comfortable with the AP Nidalee. They tried that twice during Super Week. The first time it worked, the second time it didn't. I'd expect Dragonborn's going up against Evil Geniuses is going to try something really aggressive. The teams that beat Evil Geniuses beat them early game. They make the early game the end of the game. They don't let EG farm up, and that's what Dragonborn's, I think, is going to be trying to do. So if they get access to Draven, which as we're in a champion select now, they're not allowed to because it's been banned, but they're going to go for things that are very aggressive, very strong in lane, and just look to push EG out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and I remember seeing interviews from, I think it was Shy, maybe from CJ Enters Frost, that was talking about, the best endgame team is probably Evil Geniuses. They're very
they
hard to
fight so
fight.
well. I mean, the biggest word Evil Geniuses says is disengage.
Yeah.
Right? They're so good about communicating. When they're on, they don't fight unless they have exactly the right circumstances. Maybe that's going to change a little bit, because if all they're doing is disengaging while the other teams, like Dragonborns, are just pushing up the lanes, farming up, and getting so far ahead of them, they're not able to stall out quite as well as they used to be, right? So we'll see how it goes in, and it would be great to get in the champion select because first pick has been Jarvan.
So picks and bans, yeah, coming out. Jarvan, Draven, of course, banned out. They don't want Hosan to be on that one. Xin Zhao, Kha'Zix as well banned out. So taking that away, actually from Dragonborns, they didn't want. Well, it's been Xuxa and Spontex that kind of run it a number of times.
Yeah.
Volibear, Singe, and Anivia, of course, stand bans.
Yeah, so they targeted an Anivia ban away from EG instead of going for Lux. So I wonder if Dragonborns is going to go for Lux here, because Xuxa had that awesome double kill a little while back, and when teams were getting on EG's nerves and beating them up, they were banning Lux.
And we should point out that this week we are on 3.03, so it is actually what you guys are playing on live right now. So this is the exact same patch. So everything that you think is strong, everything that you think is weak, is the same in the game. But we prefer to call it balanced.
Balanced. We're on the balance patch.
Yes.
3.03. But look at this. We got Vi and Nasus. I'm not going to say Nasus, and if I do, it was a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. But I feel like this means it's probably Xuxe's mid-Vi again. Something that we saw way back in the qualifiers. I don't think we've seen it yet. It could be top lane for Spontex, or they could do the Twisted Assault and Battery lane with Vi and Maokai bottom, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I do like that start.
Interesting. We've seen a change here. Yellowpe's been playing Varus pretty much permanently, but they've gone with Misfortune. Jarvan, of course, probably going to be the jungler, so this is another jungler for Snoopy.
Snoopy. Jarvan's a type of jungler that ganks frequently if he wants to get into the game, right? He's not the fastest jungle clearer. Kind of like Maokai, he will be good for counter ganks. He'll have good teamfight presence. He'll also provide that armor aura for his team right now when he goes in. So I do like that as a Snoopy jungler, as long as he's timing his engagements just right, as long as his team is engaging and disengaging when they call it, because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble as J4.
And there's Taric.
Of course, the lane lord. This is the new Taric, of course. So, he does a little bit more damage if he's in bottom lane as support, but has a little bit fewer defensive stats. So he's not providing nearly as much armor from the aura until he builds armor in. He used to be just really good in support. Now he's really good as a support, jungler, and a top lane. But in this situation, I feel like Dragonborns has picked him for bottom.
You've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. So anyone that, sees that Taric and say, I'm going to be jungler, they're not trolling you. It's actually a legitimate pick.
It's really good. I got yelled at for playing it, and I mean, I didn't do very well.
I have friends that get yelled at, and they've said, next time you're on stream, you have to mention this. This has to really come out there. But Lux possibly coming out. This has been actually a fairly regular ban against Froggen lately, and would it be the right choice?
This is the weird thing, though, because they already have an Elise. Unless Wicked has learned how to play Elise, has he played it yet? Like, I feel like this would be his first LCS /
I think it may be.
Hanover game with it at all.
Wicked has actually been working hard.
Or is it a support Elise to go with Misfortune? Because that would make sense. We've seen that in the OG.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
So we just saw, I think it was Mad Life that ran it. Was it Mad Life or was it Lust Boy? I think it was Mad Life that ran it. It was one of the CJ Enters game teams. Pretty sure it was Mad Life. And actually, they lost that game that they ran Elise support. But it was great when we saw it.
It's a surprisingly popular thing over in the OGN, as you say, and it hasn't happened much in this scene. I heard that Crepo, Quickshot just messaged me. He said he has been getting played on Crepo's stream this week, so he's been practicing support. They brought it out just immediately right here. So that's a very aggressive setup for EG. That's so much catch potential that they have with the Lux, with the Elise stun, and then not Wicked. Snoopy would be able to go in on J4 and follow everything up. But if we look at Dragonborns, they're probably going to go for a top laner here. I wouldn't be too surprised if, he's got to go up against Renekton, maybe something like a Darius. He really likes aggressive things, but Xin Zhao's banned. What are they going to do? This is a little crazy.
Well, Wukong they pulled out against all authority. Or was it? No, it was Giants. It was Giants they did it. And that was the spin to win in the Baron. And actually got out as well. And they picked up the Baron as well. But I don't think they can do that because Maluna's on Nasus this time.
Yeah, so let's look at these teams. Dragonborns is crazy, like usual. They have a lot of armor shred, but they're all physical damage. So Terra can shred armor, Wukong can shred armor, Nasus can shred armor with his Spirit Fire. They're going to be about just AoE team fighting, but that's very much a team that has to just go all in. Evil Geniuses is still with Froggen on Lux, and the rest of the team kind of has a bit of a new style. They still have the pick and poke potential from Froggen's Lux, but the rest of the team is on fairly strong laning champions, and Snoopy should be looking to probably get Froggen or Wicked just going with Jarvan ganks.
Well, I mean, obviously, last time we saw Shushay on Lux, it was all about getting that snipe onto Ocelot and Nif, I think it was. They got the double kill. Yeah, they just managed to catch them out. And that's kind of, do you think, is that what Froggen's going to be doing? He tends to just use that laser the second the cooldown is down.
He fishes for hooks, right? As soon as he lands one, he'll drop a full combo. And even if it doesn't kill someone, it'll get them low enough that they can then go in for a fight. And that's really what Evil Genius is, the rest of their team comp is resolving around. Because as soon as he lands a binding, that will guarantee that Snoopy could land his knock-up from his flag, Dragon Strike combo and get in there. And it's just, that's really what EG is going for. So they will be doing that disengage, disengage, disengage call. Froggen will land a binding, and then they'll probably try to go in.
Well, let's see whether the birthday boy will get a victory or whether Evil Geniuses will able to get themselves sorted out. You can see them there. An unshaven Snoopy. Maybe that's going to bring him luck. But just like Ocelot did with it. You know, he didn't bother shaving. He had his scarf on, didn't shave. They went 4-1. So maybe
Still
that's what Snoopy's going. He's thinking, that I could go with that style. I could work that in.
He's going for the good looks right there. He likes the scruffiness to show he's back to his roots on the jungle. Not playing Maokai, though.
Back to his, I thought you were going to say back to his Scottish roots. I thought the whole of Scotland were about to get criticised. But me as an Englishman, I would not say that, of course. So, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Dragonborns on your screen and the white dragon tail of Spontex. Spontex looks like he's pretty much focused on this one. And we are about to see things get underway. So here we go. It is going to be Evil Geniuses as the blue team and Dragonborns as the red team. And yes,
they just lost the ward. They did catch Dragonborns scouting out 4 people in that brush, but the ward was killed for them.
So as it stands, you can see EG looking to see really not placing out a great deal of wards. I mean, we've not seen massive amounts of level 1 play lately. Of course, last time Evil Geniuses kind of went aggressive. It was Wicked walking straight into Gambit.
Yeah, so Wicked not making that mistake this time. EG's been playing incredibly conservatively this entire time. How many wards did they even put out? They put down the 1 in their river. That's it. They're really just saving money for potentially an extended laning phase.
Well, as it stands, we do see Dragonborns taking a peek around towards the blue. And looking like they're probably going to be taking the blue out here. Wicked going to be in the top lane, so it looks like it's going to be a swap of lane. So we're going to have probably the duos in the top there against Wicked. This is something he hates.
He hates 2v1s. I mean, he's always just like, why don't they fight me? Why aren't we just letting me play on Renekton? He starts the game usually with the red elixir. This time he's actually went for the 9 potions because I feel like he's just accepted his fate, that he's going to have to just wait back and get poked and harassed by duo lanes. 9 potions and a ward. We've seen Wicked almost the entire European LCS starting with the red elixir, so the fact that he didn't do it this time, you know, it's got to hurt him inside a little bit.
Well, you can see the duo lane. They're going to try and catch Wicked out. He's not falling for it. He's going to go via Tribush. He did put the ward down in the river, so he knows exactly that they are stood there ready and waiting. Is he still going to just stroll on in there? But bearing in mind, it is a Taric, and you can see the shot coming straight out onto Wicked that does bully him out of lane there. And look at it, he's even going to say, yeah, I'm not too worried about Dazzler at level 1, honestly. Oh, the build over caught him now.
Yeah, that was a little foolish. That was a little foolish. I think he got like 1 creep worth of experience for what's going to be 2 health potions worth of healing. He's going to have to be careful in this lane. And Spontex, this is what's good for EG in that bottom lane, is the fact that Elise in a 1v2 can be so aggressive. You don't have to worry about her not having defensive capabilities. 1 stun lands, they're going to get a ton of damage down, just like that.
Just like that, straight cocoon, and a double up comes out from Yellow Pete, straight shot in the back. Maluno farming out, and Snoopy coming in towards the dragon.
He aggroed it though.
He aggroed. I don't think it was, yeah, it just spawned.
Oh no, it barely catching it out. He did not want to take all that damage because he could have worked around for a tower dive, but he's too low now because he took too much damage from the dragon. Oh, man.
Not working out quite so well for Snoopy. And this is why we highlighted him at the start of the show. Obviously was called out by Diamond Prox. If you listen to the correct interview, that Alex hadn't PR'd up.
Yeah, that was a funny one when they interviewed him. I think it was at IM World Championships.
Oh, no,
it was an LCS interview.
It was here.
Yeah, he was called up by Diamond Prox saying that Kale was the only jungler he could play well, so he has been working on a lot of other junglers, but this time when Snoopy went over the Dragon Pit, he missed the Dragon, and now he might be coming around the back for a dive on Wukong, but this time, Maluna would be here for a counter.
He is going to walk straight around the bush in the exact same time. There goes the Demacia stand, and he's going to walk into it. Maluna gets spotted, and that was good checking there from Snoopy.
Really cautious jungle play, and it really paid off for him there. If he would have just walked straight into that brush, I don't know if the team would have been able to go through it, but Wicked getting dove.
Hosan actually needs one more shot. He's going to flash for it. He needs to. Has he got 90 caliber net? Can he manage to close the distance? One more shot. Piltover maybe at realm range. He is going to go for it. Oh, it's not quite enough damage.
Wicked gets away with 30 health, so one auto attack from either Tarek or from Hosan's Caitlyn would have gotten him. That's what Wicked gets, kind of not starting with the red elixir in that lane. Man, that was a close one.
And Shushe getting caught on a little bit by Frog in there, light binding. And a luminescence, I believe it is. Luminescence flux?
Lucent singularity.
Lucent singularity. Oh, damn it.
I didn't even know.
Off.
I had to check that, but I knew it before. Yeah.
Damn, Quick Shot's he's gonna give me homework later, I think. I have to deal with this one. But Froggen farming out this mid lane, nevertheless. It is 28-20 CS in our mid lane. Apologies about, of course, the black textures. You can see that will be sorted out. 32-34 CS on the AD carries, and of course the two top laners, despite the fact they're not facing off against each other, are just 9-2. Wicked really having a torrid time. He's gonna collect up some gold here now that he's finally, that top lane has backed off.
Yeah, so there's a couple ways that the 2v1 lanes can go. A lot of times it's either you send 3 immediately and you get a tower, you go for a kill, or you just look to deny the person heavily, as Snoopy actually ganks Shushe.
He's going to dive in. He doesn't try and catch him, though. And while Froggen hasn't hit 6 yet, so he survives out of that one and has one of the most awesome recall-in animations.
Vi just putting her fists up towards the sky and flying away from this one. Snoopy's still level 4. Hasn't pulled off any successful ganks yet. Looks like he's going for round 2 on the Spawn Tech sneak right here. I think he's trying to ward the blue buff beforehand. They really want to go for this one, but the big thing is Spawn Tech still has this red elixir, so they're going to actually have to shred through about 900 health under the turret if they want to take him down.
He can see in the middle lane. He knows the jungler's there, but he's not going for it. He's actually being backing off, so that's possibly a call from the duo lane.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the strength to get Spawn Techs here. He's staying. He's waiting for the minion wave to get there, and they might want to go on this wave. Snoopy really being careful, though.
They're going for it in the bottom lane. He's going to go towards it. You can see him just coming straight across there. Spontex does flash across. He gets it done. Oh, the exhaust. Oh, that was a brilliant flash and dash.
He flashed right over Snoopy's knockup. They didn't combo well, and now Wicked, 3-man dive as well, but he avoids it.
Absolute brilliant play from the lanes. It's still 6 minutes gone, not a first blood down, but it does look like the two turrets may well be dropping at last. Spontex doing what he can to try and keep them at bay here. He goes for the Nimbus strike on towards Yellow Pink. Can he finish him off? Again, tries to juke it around, and he's gonna get away again. He's just hanging on, defending this turret as long as he can, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be long in this world. The top turret does go down, the bottom turret just gone down. Looks like Dragonborn's gonna keep pushing on the inner turret, though.
Yeah, and after all that wizardry by Spontex, they still just ended up trading turrets, and he still didn't use his red elixir, so neither team really gained a huge advantage here. We'll see if either team can take the second turret, because Dragonborn's is still all at full health, whereas Spontex actually got EG low enough that they had to shop, so Dragonborns looks like they're going to try to take this one as well.
They went well get onto this one. You can see Wicked is going to come around, but does he really want to go 3-1? No, he doesn't, because the turret is already down to a third hit points. It's going to drop. It's going to be 2 turrets for Dragonborns early on, and now we are finally seeing the mid laner Froggen starting to make a move, and it looks like they're going to try and counter the dragon.
Yeah, Wicked's not even level 6, so he couldn't force that one. And EG realized, because they couldn't send anyone to help that second turret, they're like, we have to get something. We have to be able to keep the gold close. They know the Dragonborns had their mid laner and everyone else off on the side, so they're tracking the dragon. But because of that, Shushe's taking blue.
Shushe is on blue, and actually, they're still staying there. Hosan and Mouvette have not changed. They're on the inhibitor turret right now. Wicked is there. Yellow Pea comes across. Maluna's going to get caught out here. Crappo's going to lay down the damage. It looks like Maluna may well be first blood here. Can he get away from it? Uses the ghost. Dodges out the snipe. He may well get away. Crappo, has he got repel? He hasn't got the vision. And now he comes away and runs to Shushe in the mid lane. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, oh sorry, I should say the top lane.
They're still pushing.
They're on the inhibitor turret right now. Mouvette, Yellow Pea's doing what he can to try and keep them away. The dazzle comes down. Pilto and Peacemaker from Hosan. They're keeping the pressure on.
They just do not care. Wicked flashing in.
Flashing on towards Movehead, puts the Ignite down, but he still can't take him. And Hosan keeps him away, and still 8 minutes gone despite the craziness, despite 3 turrets going down. Froggen now being chased by Shushay. Still no first blood. Hosan's coming across. He wants a piece of him.
He's trying to get in the back. I think he's just farming in the jungle. He's actually too low to be able to do anything to Froggen. This is Dragonborns. This is kind of how they play. They're pressing so much on EG, and EG is trying to come up with the counterplays, but this is a lot of pressure being output right now. The gold is dead even, but unless Evil Geniuses get something out of all this Dragonborn's aggression, eventually they're going to crack.
So as it stands, Evil Genius is under pressure here. Will they be able to get on and start turning this in? Move it. Sorry, Spontex down his bottom lane. Has had a little bit of a free time, but Yellow Pete finally coming back here because he's had to fend off that crazy top lane aggression from Hosan and Movet. Yellow Pete will clear out the waves. Let's have a quick recap. Let's see what the hell is going on. 63 to 64 in terms of CS. We do see the BF sword first coming out for Yellow Pete, whereas the Vampire Acceptor came out first, I believe, because he probably hasn't gone back for a long time. He's probably just gone back now. But looking at the mid lane, you can see again, Froggen has out-farmed Shushay.
Well, here's the big reason that happened, though. When Dragonborns went to push the top lane, Shushay was there, and Maluno was keeping the lane held. So Shushay already just tried to create openings for the rest of the team, but that's putting himself behind. Just like we talked about in the pregame, he's going to be roaming around on Vi, trying to make things happen, and the rest of the team was going to pick up the slack.
Let me see. Hosan still being aggressive, despite the fact there's 3 members of Evil Geniuses that could probably dive on towards him with the Cataclysm just leaping in towards him, but he's just like, no, I'm all good. And now Shushay's gone top, so Shushay's going to split push farm. And actually, like, you know, the farm counter kind of went on to Maluna, like you mentioned. So who benefits from that, really? Would Maluna being farmed up fairly well actually benefit him quite nicely?
I like that strategy from Dragonborns. Making Maluno like a carry-type character is big. Crepo just poking those stuns in from the side. I love how they actually moved Shushay to go in the split push because he's almost caught up to Froggen's Lux just because he has such a huge creep stack in the side lanes. And just look at all the lanes for Dragonborns. Everyone seems to be on the forefront of their own creep wave. Spontex is off on the side pushing, so EG could go in for something now if they're a bit more aggressive, because this is the one time they have a numbers advantage.
EG do look like they're going to try and make something. You can see Crepo, he wants to try and land that cocoon, the light binding. There's 2 long-range stuns that could possibly create something here. Shushay, in the meanwhile, is coming around the backside of Wicked. Look at that, they're pinging down towards him. EG are going to try and collapse on towards him.
He's got to get out of there. He just dragon punches away. What's the name of that? Bolt Breaker flies away, and he's gone. They can't collapse down.
We're all going to have homework tonight. A quick shot is just going to be putting the lines down, but Crepo's been caught. Ace in the Hole's going to come through. He repels away from the Ace in the Hole, but he's still got it. Oh, the bullet time comes through. It's going to be 1 down. Maluna's going to go down as well. It should be Snoopy that will finish this one off. Will he give it across to anyone? He still hasn't gone down. It is Snoopy that gets it up. Now Shushay comes in. Assault battery on towards Snoopy. There's going to be Pelto and Peacemaker, but Hosan's been caught out now. This is going to be a 4 straight sweep here. Hosan has to run the hell away. He's going to get caught out. Yellow Pete surely just with 1 double up. He's going to go dive this one. Is it going to be too deep though? Oh, he might turn it around. One more hit. Oh, the barrier, Tom. The barrier comes out from Yellow Pete. The minions are on him. 1 more hit from the minions. Oh my word. He's
11.
saved. 14 hit points, 11 hit points. Crazy play. And now, after that chaos, it's 4-1 to Evil Geniuses.
I need to get used to these chairs a little bit because I was leaning into the screen as that happening and I almost fell down. I almost smashed my face onto the desk. That was absolutely crazy stuff. It was 4v3 in the mid lane for so long that Evil Genius finally got their catch. It took Crepo almost getting caught out on Elise to bait Dragonborns into a bit of an engagement, but because they were so outnumbered, Spontex was in the bottom lane the entire time. That fight went exactly how it should have for EG. It was just a matter of finding it.
Wow, and it was all about that repel from Ace in the Hole, so that's just, you know, he's like, oh, your ulti's no use to me, Sunny Gem, I am gone. They are putting the pressure on towards his military Dragonborns, though, and they immediately have to back away from this one. Snoopy going aggressive, clearing out that wave. So, let's take stock of the situation. Things have calmed down a little. Let's have a look at what they've got. Top laners. Wicked has kind of been off on his own. That was the first time he got involved in a fight. 51 to 55 between his top laners. Just picked up the Vampire Acceptor and a couple of wards and the double Doran's Blade. Meanwhile, looks like a Phage possibly built up for Spontex, who we haven't seen a great deal of just yet.
No, both Wicked and Spontex have had to sit in the side lanes and kind of refarm up because they got so punished by the complete denial from the 1v2 lanes at the start of the game. Wicked's got a weird Renekton build. I have not seen double Thorns Vamp Scepter out of many Renektons. That's an AD carry build usually, so maybe he's going for like a Bloodthirster rush, in which case he's going to have to take a lot more farming, or maybe he's just going for a Bilgewater Cutlass. I'm not sure yet. Spontex I think that's still the elixir of fortitude he's had since the start of the game, but Dragonborns, because of all the wards they placed down on the map, they have to make something happen soon.
Snoopy going to try and come around the side, see if he can create anything. Dragonborn stayed a long time in towards that middle turret, seeing if they could get any openings, but Evil Genius is farming out that blue 4 frog and have reacted, and the dragon is spawning in 12 seconds.
And there's a pink ward on the map for Dragonborns. Movert hasn't gotten a sight stone yet on Taric, so they've actually put Dragonborns has a lot more gold into the wards early on. EG does have a bit of an edge here, and they're the ones wanting to actually find a fight. Look for Froggen to fish with binds, and if they land one, they're going to go in, but I don't think we'll see them fight unless Dragonborns goes all in on them, or unless Froggen lands that binding.
We're going to see whether Froggen maybe tries to steal away this blue as well. They're well aware that it's happening. You can see Wicked's just at the bottom of the screen on the mini-map. He's going to try and get this one. There comes the snipe. They did try and steal it, but they didn't get it there, Froggen. As it stands, can he land the light binding? No.
Dragonborns wants to go in right now because they know Froggen's ultimate is down. That's why EG is all running away. If Dragonborns wants to, they could start on the dragon.
You can see they're actually stood on top of a ward. Maluna wants to go try and create something, try and land that wither down on a juicy target, but he can't manage to find anyone. Spirit Fighters try and position them. Crepo, you see, is just off the side. They're both using that line of sight to try and land the dark bindings.
Oh, and Spontex gets hit, but he's using the decoy.
He's using the decoy, and he manages to get away. Cocoon was thrown out, so Crepo fooled by that one. Hosan's gone top here. He's clearing out that top wave. They're kind of showing the hand here, and Evil Genius is going to go for it.
Yeah, this is the second time that Evil Geniuses realizes they have more people than Dragonborns. Dragonborns actually went back to shop as well on Spontex, so if EG bursts down this dragon really fast, they could get it, but they're just not showing the initiative. They're playing very cautiously.
Well, Dragonborns don't, they have that single ward there. We can just about see. It's actually Hosan that gets caught out there. Wicked manages to flash through. Hosan taken very low, but he didn't go down. A great catch by Crepo, but they couldn't finish it off.
And look at the AD carry difference in atomization right now. There's a Bloodthirster on Yellow Pete that's starting to get stacked up versus just the Vampiric Scepter for Hosan. But that doesn't stop Spontex from just barely coming in on the side, not quite fully engaging. I feel like Dragonborns is being dared to fight Evil Geniuses right now because Evil Geniuses has had a few opportunities to fight, but they haven't taken it. I think they're really waiting for the aggression from Dragonborns, and the way they know them, they think Dragonborns is going to put themselves in a bad position.
Okay, so an interesting situation. Question is, would you rather go for Dragon or lose that mid turret? Because it seems to me that as the fights are stacking up, that's how this is going to end up.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams are more protective of their mid turrets. They don't want to give away that map control. I mean, especially since Evil Geniuses lost 2 bottom turrets as the poke keeps going back and forth. Every time a stun or bind lands, it could be someone's life if someone decides to go for it, but the fights just aren't starting. So the mid turrets are very much getting protected. After the turret swap at the start, these teams are very protective of their map control.
So they're kind of having this standoff. Shushe's purposely gone to that top lane. You can see him shoving down, trying to get aggressive. He's going to have Wicked coming across towards him. Is he going to fight for this one? Wicked is in there. Well, he's just let the whole creep wave get cleared out. Shushe's going to... Is he going to go up behind him? No, he's just going to bait it. So they're going to start the dragon.
Yeah, so they know that this has no mid laner for Dragonborns and no Wicked for Evil Geniuses. EG is not in position to fight this. They're going to try to steal it. Froggen really just has an ultimate, so it's on Maluna to smite.
He's going to try and snipe it. Can't get it down, and that's going to be Maluna that does smite it. Meanwhile, in the top lane, they're trying to come across there. But they did have to use a few ultimates, but nevertheless, they got the gold.
D-Man, Maluna didn't even get the smite off. Froggen actually bursted it down to like a fraction.
So it was just a Q.
And then his Q finished it off. It was total miss in a sense, but they still got away with the dragon.
Wow, okay. Pure luck maybe paying out a little bit there. Or skill. We like to call it skill maybe. Yeah. Snoopy poking on this mid lane. Actually, they're not really going towards him because he realizes the rest of his team had all backed off. Evil Geniuses were pressuring that mid lane. 4 members there. They are going to come around, but Dragonborns are managing to regroup. So let's see what they do. Let's have a quick recap of what they've been back to buy. You can see Trinity Force slowly being built up on for the mid lane of Shushe. Going to see what he can get there. Morello Necronomicon.
Probably
Morellonomicon.
Yeah. It's
just the worst name ever.
I like the name,
I mean,
actually.
you know, poor old Morello. I like Morello as a nice guy, but wow, you could have really named that one. Oh, who's that caught out there? They're going to throw everything. The light binding cat's on him. Oh, and he's going to get deleted. It's Wicked that picks up the kill. And now Mover, his ultimate's running. Shusei's going to have to try and flash away from this one. They're split which way to go. Light bindings comes out. Mover flashes away from it. Now they've caught Wicked. One more shot towards Wicked, but it's going to be the bullet time catching out. Maluna's going to go down. And Wicked gets away with it. My word, it's a 3-for-0.
The luck shield came in just at the end of that one, and the Locket of the Iron Solari shield from Snoopy, who rushed that on Jarvan the Fourth. So great catch out by Evil Geniuses. It's finally, they kind of lulled them to sleep with Crepo's stuns, finally landed one on Hosan that they decided to follow up on, and they got the clean sweep, 3 kills.
Finally happened, and we do see actually, it looks like it is going to be the Blade of the Rune King coming out from Wicked there, so he has switched it up, he's picked up, actually,
and Berserker's Greaves. I mean, he's just like an AD carry, I guess. He's going
Yeah.
full offense on Renekton. He wants to blow somebody up, which I guess works with their team composition. They're trying to catch people with light bindings. Wicked's been burning his flash like just to land stuns. He's burst Renekton at this point. He's not really respecting Dragonborn's damage, or he's thinking Dragonborn's is all going to be diving through his team, so the only person he has to worry about is Hosan, in which case he just wants to burst him down.
Now, the big problem for me right now with Dragonborns is normally we're seeing them have a number of kills right now. The aggression they had early on seems to be working well, but they are 7-1 down in kills. The last 2 fights have gone heavily against them. Hosan, not a single kill. Struggling, actually, and he's fell quite far behind Yellow Pete here in terms of build.
And it's the craziest thing. I mean, I think they've spent too much time sieging down this mid turret, which they might finally get, as Crepo is doing great on that jungle lease, by the way. Here's initiation.
It's going to be initiation. His Spontex goes spinning in there, but he's not really going to land anything. Snoopy just defending out, popping that shield and just blocking the ace in the hold nicely.
So Crepo just popped the Oracle's Elixir as well after that engagement. Wicked's taking the top turret, and I feel like EG's just going to keep poking down.
They're pinged on Yellow Pete, and you can see Snow Shushay is going to go for it. Assault and Battery comes out. He's tanking a lot of the turret. Spontex was really slow coming into that fight. Now Spontex goes in solo. What are you doing, guys? That is just such bad play right there. I mean, I hate to call bad play by players, but what the hell?
They were not together on that one. They were like, let's go kill Yellow Pete. And if they went with Vi and Wukong together and just bursted him down, they probably could have done something. But he had life-stealed up so much in between the fights and during the fights, they just couldn't take him on. That was the team following Shushay in no matter what.
Teleport comes down here and it's on towards the top turret, but it doesn't matter. Oh, the light binding catches on. Frog and catch on. Shushay goes down again. Mover was coming in, but honestly, I don't think he can even fight for this turret right now. He's just out of position. Froggen is putting too much pressure down that light binding. Wow, it nearly did a repeat performance. And there goes the top turret. Evil Genius is in control.
Yeah, this is an absolute great response by Evil Geniuses. After the 2-for-1 kill that Yellow Pete picked up, they just put the pressure on the rest of the map because they knew Dragonborns had really burned everything. Shushay went in alone against 3 people and basically just gave up his life. Again, he really needs to either be entirely with his team or go in at the same time, because right now they're giving Evil Geniuses all the control they want.
Well, Maluna is maybe going to try and follow Yellow Pete through the jungle. As it is, Evil Geniuses are going to take this inner turret, so that will go 5-3 now. Easy for me to say. And it does look like they are in full control here. So 5,000 gold difference. What does that equate to in items? We just saw how strong Yellow Pete was. 2v1 on that turret, no problem at all. Gold stacking across. You can see 7,100 for Froggen, 5,800 for Shushay. Big difference there, but the top laners, look at that difference. 6,600 to just shy of 5,000.
Wicked has done a great job of just getting himself farmed up and ready to go. He's still just building offensive items, right? Like, he's got, sure, the heal from the Blade of the Rune King and the Red Elixir, but he's just a very squishy Renekton, and they don't care because Dragonborns hasn't made a coordinated assault. They haven't really gotten a team fight on their terms. They seem a little too split up. Maybe they're not farming well. And wow, look at that start by Lux.
Double catch again, and Hosan and Spontex avoiding the damage. Well, Spontex didn't avoid it, he just survived it, simply put. We do see an Aegis of the Legion finally coming out, so Bulwark will be going on towards Maluno, and he's doing what he can, but frankly, he's just not been able to. Every time he gets down to that fight, it's over. Yeah,
and Wicked flying into their jungle. Snoopy Smite stealing away the red buff. They're starting to take full control of the map. I mean, Shushay is trying to split push the side lane a little bit, but they haven't slowed down the farm of Yellow Pete. He's got his Black Cleaver now to really shred down the team for when Wicked goes in to finish them off with his full damage Renekton. They're looking extremely potent right now. Maybe the next dragon fight, maybe EG's just going to start going up around Baron because they seem to have all the map control they need right now.
So Dragon up in 5 seconds. Evil Genius is ready and waiting. They have it warded up. Move out with that Oracle. He wants to go in, but honestly, he needs the full team support here to start face checking any of these brushes. And you can see they will go around bushes, of course. They're not going to be painting the fences or anything.
Yeah, so Crepo's still got about a minute and a half left on his Oracles, and they're hoping Dragonborns goes and face checks. They're actually, Dragonborns was thinking bigger than Evil Geniuses right now. Dragonborns is going to scout out the Baron where Evil Geniuses was trying to bait the Dragon fight. They don't know Dragonborns is there because Moveart has his oracles as well. Maybe they get a catch if they can jump on Wicked, but that's the wrong thing to initiate on.
Wrong target to go for, despite the fact that, yes, he is very aggressive. Yes, he's got a lot of damage. He's not too tanky, but now they are completely out of position. And look at that. The ping goes down. Evil Genius is going for the inhibitor.
Yeah, this is a great move by Evil Geniuses because they're cornering themselves against a turret and an enemy team. So this is forcing a fight as brute forcefully as you can. Dragonborns has to come into them right now.
Crepo's just going to be off the side. He wants to throw that cocoon out. He wants to land it on towards Hosan or any squishy target if he's able to. To be honest, I think anyone that gets caught right now would be completely dropped. And actually maneuvering their way around this one, they weren't quite comfortable.
Leave it to Evil Geniuses to not get in a fight after that maneuver. They had nowhere to go except if they like awkwardly walked around the back through the blue buff and then peel down for a dragon. And Dragonborns
still go for dragon.
Yeah, Dragonborns was that scared about the move that they just let them walk off in that direction because the oracles had went out and cleared for them, and because Evil Geniuses dropped 5 wards in the blue jungle, they went for the dragon.
They're going to try and push the middle here, maybe. Are they going to have the minions ref? Froggen is already coming across. He was going to try and defend up that top there. Maluno just off the side there, puts the spirit fight down. They could get collapsed on.
EG might just go right now. There's Moveart.
And there's Moveart, gets caught out there. He's going to repel towards him. Caught out. Oh, what a great cataclysm there. And immediately the bullet time follows through. Spontex trying to spin, trying to do anything he can. But he's going to be, oh, there's going to be Crepo going down. They might be able to turn this one down. No, they will not. Snoopy gets the kill in there. It's actually Wicked that picked it up on towards Hosan. Shushe is running for his life. Maluno is running, but he gets caught with a light binding. Snoopy is taken very low, but it's not going to be enough. Maluno gets dropped down. Shushe and Moveart, and Spontex, the only two to survive. And now it looks like they could turn to Baron, but they're not going to.
Yeah, 3 for 1, I believe that was, and that was not a close fight for Dragonborns. They got directly initiated on. Shushe tried to maneuver around.
What?
Oh, the wards. All the wards they had in the blue buff area told them that Spontex was going to be a little greed boy and try to get those creeps down at the turret. Froggen went back and just took him out.
I know, but that was just a light binding kill. I don't even
he was so low.
I don't even think he landed the E. He just dropped from the light binding because he's got that death cap, because he's got the Merlinomicon.
Got it. You got it that time.
That word, that name. Good lord. Yeah, I swear they're going to bring out some other name. They're going to like secretly right at HQ right now thinking of something.
Muramana's got to be pretty tough to say.
Muramana's pretty easy.
It's just as hard as Merlinomicon.
No, Merlinomicon just doesn't roll off. Maybe because you shared an office with him for like a year, so
yeah.
You just used to that one. Shushe chases on Froggen now. I think Froggen was just forced to flash away from that. No, he wasn't. I can still see he's got flash available.
No, Froggen just flashed, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, we do have those missing portraits on the left side. We are trying to get that fixed for you guys, but for now, Froggen did just burn flash. And he's trying to steal the blue buff. He didn't get it.
As it is, you can see Hosan just gonna come in there, and they're gonna push straight at the middle. And honestly, I think Evil Geniuses are that strong right now, they could just probably pile straight at the mid. I mean, they're 13-2 up in kills. It's 7,000 gold difference. Across the board, item-wise, it's just such huge differences. And what do we think? Okay, so let's have a look. 8 starting off with Wicked's build. What are we thinking here? Because he went full damage. Now he's finally got that Giant's belt on there, which we're so used to seeing at the start of Season 3. Everyone collecting up. But actually, Giant's belts have been a lot later these days.
Yeah, I feel like Wicked's going to get away with his Giant's belt build because they haven't been aggressing onto him. He went glass cannon for as long as he needed to, and now Shushe's got himself in a bad position. Here comes damaging Wicked.
There's no way he's going to come out. He puts the assault battery down on Yellow Pete, but Yellow Pete now, he's got so much damage. Let's have a look at Yellow Pete's item, though.
Yeah, so Stinger, as they're actually trying to fight in the mid lane. We'll get to that if nothing happens mid.
Oh, he repelled.
All right, let's talk about that Stinger right now. He could be going for a Zephyr. That's something that Chaox love to do on Misfortune.
Get him swords lined up.
Also, the fact that Maluno, with the Wither on Nasus, makes him so almost like a caster on Misfortune. He really is living off that ultimate during team fights, so he wants to get that up faster and faster. It's kind of a good item, getting it for the cooldown reduction. He's really just looking for the ultimates. And look at the pressure that Evil Genius is putting down.
I don't think I've ever seen Yellow Pete be so aggressive. He's just so confident right now. It's like, nobody can touch me. I am invincible. 308. I have all of the damage, and not one of you can deal with it. I think because the fact he's done 2v1s, he's just like, yeah.
After he got dove by a Wukong and a Vi under his turret and didn't get touched and killed one of them, he was like, yeah, I think I can handle myself, guys. I'm just going to go split push this lane.
He's feeling pretty confident, and a confident Yellow Pete could mean problems for Dragonborns. As it stands, they are really up against it. 6-3 in turrets, 8,000 gold behind, and Evil Geniuses They have a massive advantage, but as you would expect, Evil Geniuses are just not capitalizing it yet. They're taking it nice and slow.
Yeah, some of the old with some of the new. I mean, they have a more aggressive initiation team. They picked up the support Elise. They have the Jarvan 4 jungle. All those things are new. They have 14 kills in the game, which is actually a lot higher than they'd have in the past. But the risks they're taking are still, they're not really taking risks. They're waiting for Dragonborns to put themselves in a bad position. They know they have the game in hand. They've refreshed the oracles on Crepo. They're starting on the Baron right now, but that's only because they've littered Dragonborn's jungle with wards of their own. So they're really just looking for a pickoff. If they can get the Baron for free, great, but they are dying for a fight here.
Well, the Cocoon lands on move air. They realize it. Now finally Shushe is going to come around. There's just 4 members of Dragonborns off the side. They peel off this one. And remember, with those double roots, they are keeping it active. Crepo was trying to keep it alive, but I don't think he can tank it quite enough. He has only got that Ruby Sightstone, and you can see him going in there. Yellow Pete getting a poke, clearing out those wards. Yellow Pete getting started off there. I think it was because he put Spirit Fire down.
Now, Hosan pissed off the Baron by shooting a Piltover Peacemaker over the side, and Baron got Yellow Pete off those wards.
Oh, it's going to be Wicked diving on towards Spontex, but he only got the... What do you call it? It's the...
Which one?
The...
What's the
mirror
champion?
image, whatever we'll call it. And nevertheless, it doesn't matter. We don't care. Decoy, that's the word I'm after. It is going to be Shushe coming in. Here comes Spontex. He's going to get his Cyclone going, but he's not really landing on anyone. And it is Froggen that does land. His ultimate manages to catch the final spark, goes down.
Ooh.
But we do see Hosan picking up a kill on Yellow Pete. That's another one going down. Hosan getting a double kill. Maluno on Crepo. One more hit. Oh, a fatal flash from Crepo. Can they turn this around? It's a double kill for Wicked. Now they're going on towards Froggen. It's going to be Shushe diving on towards him. One more hit. Blows him up there, and now Hosan gets a kill. He's going for a quadra kill with the barrier, and they're gonna go for Baron.
Hosan went crazy in that fight. They barely snuck a kill off. How did that happen? They were down 10,000 gold going into that one. I have to say, Maluno man-moded in. He took out Yellow Pete at the start of the fight. Hosan never got touched. Now he's probably able to take down this Baron. If they get this, they could actually be completely back in this game.
Straight back in it, and well, Hosan's actually flashed through to try and finish this off because he realized he's gonna have to come in. Hosan was tanking it up. That's why he had to flash through, gets bounced back out of the wall. This is very tight, Baron.
They got it.
But they do get it, and wow, what a turnaround for Dragonborns in the jungle when Evil Genius has had all of the vision in there as well.
That was just a fantastic fight. I mean, Maluno with the Runic Bulwark and living for so long stopped him from getting bursted down by Froggen's ultimate. I don't think the bullet time landed that well either. So it was really just a perfect team fight for Dragonborns. They got their tanks to dive onto the squishies of Evil Geniuses. They took them out. Hosan stayed safe the entire time, got all the kills, and now the fact that they have Baron, the Dragon's up, they're going to be looking for another team fight, and if Evil Geniuses lost another one like that, they would actually lose their lead in this game.
So Maluno going to come around. Can they get the Dragon? Go for the team kill, I believe it is. Jason would be proud of me for that one.
Team kill.
Team kill. They have the Baron, and you know, I think all of the members were spawned in the right time to get the Baron as well. I think all 5 members have it.
Only Maluno died, right? And it took them so long. I think it was no, there were 2 dead.
2 dead, yeah.
There were 2 dead. Spontex and Maluno. It was a crazy fight. I was realizing that everyone died, and I didn't understand why.
I just don't understand why. It's not fair. But it does look like they're going to collapse on towards this bottom turret. Froggen is off on the top. They're trying to clear out their wave, and they are going to get it back in here. There's only 2 members of Evil Geniuses doing the defensive duty. They're trying to ping it.
Yeah, and they know that Froggen is way off in the other side lane. Shushe can engage on anyone. I wouldn't be surprised if he just went all in. There's a Wither. They might go for something. I think they're just taking the turret.
No, they're just going to poke on towards the turret. I'm not sure. And it's going to be Snoopy that goes in. Have they got enough? Bullet time lands very nicely. But the Cyclone on towards Yellow Pete. It's Spontex tanking out the turret. The turret goes down. Spontex does get dropped down, but the rest of Evil Geniuses are very low from this one. It's Yellow Pete seems to be the target. Snoopy comes in again. Oh, the laser comes out. The final spark. And that is going to be all she wrote for Dragonborns as Evil Genius is turning back around. Hosan is still alive at full hit points, so they still have to be worrisome, but he's going to keep pushing. Would you believe it? 1v4.
He's got to back up pretty soon. Froggen's going to catch him with the binding if he's not careful.
Oh, he did. He caught him. Are they going to be able to drop out? Oh, he just bats out 90 caliber net, keeps him away.
So in that fight, Hosan, you just got to back up in the fight. Dragonborns threw away their Baron, essentially. It was a really smart initiation by Snoopy going in right before the turret was down. It caught Dragonborns in this really weird middle ground of wanting to finish off the turret and starting the fight at the same time because Spontex went in way before anything. And Hosan, man, why are you so crazy?
He's got the ward here. He's got the ward here. He's going to see Froggen. He's gonna max range light bind in there.
You know it's warded.
He's gotta know he's warded. He's still going back there. What the hell?
He is playing with fire right now. Wicked could go on him. He's just
What are
back
you
away.
doing, Wicked, man? Hosan is he's crazy. The guy is crazy. There's nothing else for it. Certifiable.
Yeah, if he was playing Draven, it would make a lot more sense. But he's on Caitlyn. He's a sniper. Stop.
He's dead. Surely he's dead now. What?
No, he's fine.
What's he?
No problem.
What is he doing?
He was killing time. As far as I could tell, he was just screwing with them.
He's screwing with us.
20 kills to 8. You know, I'm just gonna be arrogant right now. I'm 6-3. If he's 6-3, he's doing great. He finished his Blade of the Ruined King. He's got his last Whisper. He's flying high.
And you know the thing before that quadra kill, I was saying, you know, all the madness that was happening, but Hosan hadn't got killed, so it was a problem. Now he's 6-3. Is that legitimately a problem? Because he's the only one that's doing the damage right now for Dragonborns.
Yeah, so Dragonborns has everyone diving through and really just Hosan to clean up. So they really need him getting farmed. He's gotten the farm. I mean, as long as Maluno stays alive long enough in these fights so that Froggen's AoE Final Spark doesn't just kill everyone, if the Runic Blower can give him the magic resist during those times, I can kind of see him having a chance. Like Wicked, with just the Warmogs, I mean, now he's picked up the Chain Vest, and now Snoopy's gotten that Randwind's Omen is a big thing because Hosan was shredding them down before they picked up that armor. It's suddenly actually turned into a really tense game. I think the goal lead was around 9 or 10,000 before that 5 for Owen the Baron. The fact that it's 3,000 now, even after Dragonborn's lost 4, pushing for the bottom turret, EG's caution is very well accepted right now. The big thing is, though, Shushe is off on the side lane, so Evil Geniuses wants to engage, and Dragonborn's got to be careful.
Well, Shushe is going to teleport back. Hosan off in the side jungle here. He's well out of position. They can just rush through straight for the inhibitor here. Hosan is going to try and start this one, but he's going to be off at the side. It's Maluna. They get shot out. Here comes Shushe. Homeguard boots here. Solar battery on towards Froggen. Dives in. Froggen's forced to flash away. He can Final Spark through. Cataclysm comes down. Shushe has to back out the side there. Final Spark lands. He manages to get 2 down. And Yellow Pete now dives on towards it. Crepo on towards Hosan. The Cocoon misses out there, but he's going to get caught out. It's going to be Shushe that comes in. Sorry, it's going to be Snoopy that comes in. And now Movet's going to have to get out of it. Surely that is going to be the inhibitor finally for Evil Geniuses.
The same aggression that's gotten Dragonborns back in this game is the same thing that costed them in that last fight. They went so all in on Froggen. They weren't ready for it when Froggen beautifully flashed over that wall. Evil Geniuses was patient. Dragonborns was just crazy, and that time they lost the fight. They're trying to hold off their Nexus turrets now, but it's 2v5.
He comes in around, he wants to get Froggen, but you can't go 5v1 like that. Mube was there, but what the hell's he gonna do? I know Tarek's been buffed, but hell, he ain't gonna go 5v1. It's gonna be a Nexus turret going down. The Nexus will follow, and Evil Geniuses finally pick up the game against the crazy, crazy Dragonborns.